Alright, people. So, it just came out like a day or two ago. Well, today's Thursday night or Friday morning, whatever you want to call it. But I'll probably upload this video sometime Friday afternoon, Friday night. But anyway, it came out, I believe, Thursday morning, that two Ferguson cops were shot and wounded. So I want to get to this story here and also talk about other things surrounding Ferguson. So first I'm going to talk about some of the anti-police, just all police are like pigs rhetoric that's been spewed by a bunch of these protesters. So I'm going to cover a little bit of that just to show you how evil these people are. And then we're going to get to, who kind of is funding the protesters. So this is a good article here from, funding the protesters or stirring them up, I guess, if you want to call it. So this is a good article here. I'll try to put all the articles in the description below. Probably put it in a Google Docs format, which you can click on and then see all the links in the Google Doc. But this is an article here from Infowars.com. Really just compiling all of the some of the tweets that were made in response to this. It's right there if you guys want to take a look at it. So I'm just going to go through some of the tweets here. First one, Chief Jackson steps down and two pigs get shot. Best day Ferguson has had in years. I'm glad two pigs wounded in Ferguson. LOL. Ferguson, kill the pigs. Serves those two pigs right. I hope organized public militancy continues. Hashtag Ferguson. It's time for the people to finally fight back against these racist pigs. Hashtag Ferguson. Hashtag truth. Hashtag TCOT. Whatever that. I'm sure that's an abbreviation for something. Then he also posts this picture here that says fight back. Holy shit. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And there's fucking ducks flying around now. Guess the ducks are coming back. Yeah, I hear that. I hear random noises a lot during my videos. But fucking ducks, Seriously though, I just fucking heard ducks flying. And it's fucking, in the morning, ducks go to fucking sleep. But I guess they're coming back for the fucking spring. So I guess that's a good sign. It's gonna get warmer. But anyway, continuing, fuck you ducks, interrupting my video. Ferguson pigs shouldn't grab people. Thugs deserved it. Wish it was Darren Wilson. Sound familiar? Hashtag Michael Brown. Hashtag Von Derrit Myers. Hashtag Antonio Martin. At least two Ferguson police officers have been shot, one in the face, according to news reports. Fuck 12, slave them pigs, whatever. Fuck 12, slay them pigs, whatever that means. Racist cop shot, not gonna cry for pigs. Hashtag Ferguson. Ferguson pigs shot. Two police officers hunting pigs. I guess he sent out a retweet in response to one of these articles here. The article was two police officers shot outside Ferguson Police Department, shooting caught on tape. And then in response to that, he retweeted hunting pigs. After what the Ferguson Police Department has done, anyone really care that 3 pigs were shot? Hashtag no LOL. I heard 2 pigs in Ferguson got shot. Were they left on the ground bleeding out and dead like Mike Brown? Yeah, sorry, can't feel bad about pigs getting shot. Hopefully they'll be off the street for a long time. 2 less pigs out harassing and kidnapping people. I think that's it. Oh, no, there's more. Ferguson pig shoot. Finally somebody speaks the only language the Gestapo pigs understand. Good work. Ferguson shots fired, pork chops down, payback's a bitch, ain't it? Gestapo pigs, ha ha ha. Fuck the police, nobody shot those pigs in Ferguson. They did that themselves, inside job. So, there you go. And let me get now to the Oh, I also went on YouTube and they actually have a video of people, just reacting. The actual video of the police officer getting shot. It's a very blurry video. And actually, right after that, some guy was like, if you would have paid attention, it wouldn't have happened, or something like that. I forget what he actually said, but he said something to that matter, or whatever. So I actually looked on the comments, the top comments on this video, and I took some of the top comments on this video made by, or it was on RT's YouTube channel, and I got some of the comments here, so I'm just going to read them. And this is top comments, meaning they have a lot of likes. First one, there is only so much any oppressed people will take. That's got 138 likes. Next one, seems to be okay for cops to murder civilians, but civilians shooting at cops. Time for the people of Ferguson to take back their power. 63 likes. It is about goddamn time people stand up and meet force with force and start shooting these criminal government enforcers back. 2 less uninformed criminals on the street now. Let this be a lesson to all cops. You wrongfully shoot a civilian, expect to get shot back. All that is left is to burn down their homes. Why? Because their homes were bought with the taxpayers' money they freely shoot at. 13 likes. Next one, American cops are thugs. 33 likes. Next one, self-defense. We gotta protect ourselves against those violent cops. They are killing us. 21 likes. So you see right there, there's more people. And then let me get now to the actual person, or at least one of them, who funds these protesters. This is from the Daily Mail. George Soros funds $33 million into Ferguson protests. So there you go, people. Look who's funding it. Surprise, surprise. It's the head honcho, one of the head honchos of the New World Order, funding, a protest dividing our country. Just what I've been saying for a long time. There is a plan to destabilize our country and kind of incorporate us into a one world government. Well, there you go. One of the top people in power in this country, in this world, I should say, helping to fund a horrible, heinous movement to divide our country and to kill cops. What a tard. What a douchebag. So anyway, I hear a lot of talk about this. It could be an inside, it's an inside job. It could be an inside job. That's a very, possibility. That is a possibility that needs to be looked at. I can't say one way or the other. Whether it was, it very well could have been. The shooter was not in the crowd. He was reportedly like a little bit of ways from the mass of people. So it could have been like a sniper or a sharpshooter from a ways away. I don't know though. It's so fucking hard to tell with so little information on it. We don't even know what kind of gun it was yet, or at least I can't find it. I think they were saying in an article on AP it was like a handgun maybe. I don't fucking remember exactly. But, whether it was an inside job or not, this incident, the point is there is just a lot of, anti-police rhetoric right now. And yes, the police state is a problem. There are many corrupt cops. But it really demonizes the movement to reform police brutality and to fix it. When the media keeps pushing ideas, or incidents like this, when they, like Fox News will probably get on there and be like, oh, you guys keep wanting police brutality, but look at Michael Brown was, the murder was justified. Or Antonio Brown. See, they use that to discredit the movement to reform the police. And they don't pay attention to real issues of police brutality. It's just pushing the same old shit, like the Michael Brown killing. So yeah, it's very, it's like propaganda almost, especially from the left. Just pushing this whole thing. Time magazine put out an article in defense of rioting. You've got to be kidding me. So, I think that the police do need to be reformed. I mean, you're never going to have a perfect police, but when you have police officers committing heinous acts of police brutality, going around and just shooting people for things like camping in the forest or, you know, a lot of other things. I mean, I've covered it. I know, like one guy I remember, you know, the cop pulled him over at a gas station. He stepped out of the car and he's like, "Yeah, what'd I do?" And then the cop's like, "Get your ID." So he reaches into the car and gets his ID, and then the cop just shoots him out of nowhere. That's like, really? I mean, what the fuck is that? Same thing with Eric Garner. I mean, obviously he should not have deserved to die for that. I mean, we're all going to, you know, and some people might say, oh, you know, well, they deserve to die, you know, or, you know, don't break the law in the first place. You know, some people are going to make bad choices in life. That's just the facts. Everybody's not perfect. We're all going to do bad things. Some worse than others. All right. And I do agree that, you know, that taking it to a level of trying to kill somebody is something that you know, could be dealt with in a fatal way. You know, protecting yourself by killing somebody or harming them, you know, violently, it might be required. But there are certain instances when it's not required. All right. And again, I mean, there's a lot of times where, I mean, you do a bad thing, but then that person's life has changed around. You know, that person, you know, Rick Ross, the real Rick Ross, the drug dealer, is a prime example of that. He was a major drug dealer in the 1980s. By the way, he says he got all his drugs from the CIA. I mean, no big deal there. I mean, where's Fox News covering that, huh? You don't see Fox News talking about that, or MSNBC, or any other of these mainstream media whore websites around there, you know. But anyway, the real Rick Ross, major drug dealer. Well, now he's turned his life around, and, you know, he's preaching, you know, to kids to not do drugs. Really, you know, again, turned his life around and has really seen the light. And that's an example. I think as a society or as people, you know, you could do horrible things, but I mean, even if you do murder somebody, some people murder somebody and they apologize. And I think if you're really sincerely sorry, you know, then all right. You know, I don't think you should be released from prison, but I mean, you know, I think that, you know, if you're sincerely sorry for what you do and make a legitimate attempt to try to not do it again, then I guess we can kind of accept your apology and kind of help you, you know, go on the right track of life. So again, police brutality is a legitimate issue, but with this Ferguson thing, it's really demonizing the true, you know, freedom lovers or the liberty lovers who are pushing for a reform of the police. So yeah, it's just depressing to see the whole agenda, you know, just pushed by the left. You know, just defending the rioters. A lot of the left is defending the rioters. You know, just like the Al Sharptons out there. You know, or as I said, the Time magazine article. And then, you know, nobody will talk about how George Soros funds us all in the first place, just to play us off against each other. So I mean, it is a thing that needs to be stopped. I mean, again, it's taking a little issue like racism, which is a very small issue without government being involved. But, you know, it's a very small issue. You're always going to have people who are racist, probably. So it's a small issue that should be dealt with in the private sector. But anyway, you know, you have the small issue. Then government gets involved, props it up, you know, is involved. And then that now it's a fucking huge issue, you know. People killed, houses burned down, or buildings burned down, whatever. It's very... And again, the people protesting against police are scum. They're scumbags, alright? You know, saying it's great for cops to be killed. Again, there's a problem with police brutality. Does that mean all cops are bad? No. And even if, you think that cops are bad. They deserve due process. All right, even if you do think cops are, pigs, they do deserve their due process. They do deserve their constitutional rights to a speedy and fair trial. So you can't just say, oh, pig cop, boom, and they're not even pig cops. I mean, some of them probably are pig cops, and they don't believe in the freedom of speech, or, that they, are militaristic, or etc. But again, that doesn't mean we get to kill them. That means that, if they've done something wrong, they get a trial. All right, a fair trial, fair and speedy trial. And even if they are bad cops, I mean, we shouldn't kill them. That's just going to create a civil war. We should inform them and try to reform the cops again, as I said, by peace. Peace is the way to go, not violence. We should, to take our country back here in America, we need a peaceful revolution. We need to use our First Amendment rights that we still have left to change. Because I think a big problem in the world right now is nobody fucking is paying attention to politics in the world. If people became awake and took an interest in world events and politics, I mean, that would kind of just bring down the whole corrupt system. So I think the best way to gain change is by voicing your opinions like I'm doing here on YouTube, and just creating communities based on liberty and freedom and the Constitution, and just rights for everybody, equality for everybody. And I think that's the best way to gain the most prosperity in a society, is by doing that, not by killing cops. I mean, that is just retarded. So there you go, people. There's my thoughts. There is my video on the two Ferguson cops being shot.